Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today is International Sandwich Sunday, and we're heading down to Argentina for the Lomito Completo. Now, here's the thing. I looked online for a lot of recipes, tried to find one that was from Argentina. Didn't really find one exactly, so I'm kind of hobbling this together. And the other thing is, the one recipe I did find that kind of gets close called for French bread, and that didn't look right compared to what I've seen. So I decided to go ahead and make my own pan de lomito. So I looked up on YouTube, I found a video and followed her instructions to make it, but I had to make it earlier this morning while Christine was sleeping, so here comes the voiceover. Oh yeah, we gotta make a little bit of a sponge here. Here's some dried instant yeast, adding a little bit of sugar. She didn't say how much. A couple of spoons of flour. Get that all mixed in. Then we started adding in a little bit of warm water until we get a nice spongy thing going on. Mix. There it is. Now we cover it with cling film and let it sit and get all bubbly. Now we mix in the rest of the sugar to the flour, some salt of course, and get that mixed together, our dry ingredients. Mix. Then we add our little sponge thing here. Yeah, get out of that bowl there. There you go. Okay, and then we add in a little bit of water at a time until we get a raggy, kind of rough dough, like this. Then it's onto the cutting board that's been floured and start to knead it till it comes together. And then we move on to the next step, which is adding a lump of butter into the middle, then pulling the edges over the butter, and then we just start to knead to incorporate that. And yes, this is quite messy, but it was quite fun, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we've got our dough ball. It's nice, it's got some more to do. She has this technique where she throws the dough down at the board, folds it over, and kneads. And this goes on for a long time until you get a nice smooth ball, relatively smooth ball. Put it in a bowl with flour, dust it with a little more flour, and then we cover it with cling film, and it has to rest until it's doubled, or about an hour or so. But yeah, look at that. Beautiful cling film footage. All right, it's done. Now we have to weigh it, 808 grams, and then we have to cut it into 4 equal sections. It's 202 grams each. Roll them out to a disc, kind of. Pull the edges into the center, roll them into a ball, and then repeat for all 4 of them. It's exciting stuff, isn't it? See, there's 4 of them. Now we cover that for 15 minutes with a towel. Put a little oil onto a baking sheet that's about 9 by 13. Roll these into little log shapes. Then roll them out with a rolling pin, and then fit them into the pan, spread them out a little bit, and repeat that process till we have 4. Then we cover this with cling film, and it sits around for another hour. Then into a 200 Celsius oven. That's 392 Fahrenheit, so I just put it around 390, 400. It's not that precise. About 15-20 minutes. And look at these golden beauties. Now we just rub it down with butter, and this is a good use for the butter paper that's left over after you use almost all your butter. Just wipe that butter all over. Okay, now that our bread is ready, let's go ahead and cook our fillings. It's got sirloin steak here cut thin. Gonna fry it up for a minute or 2 on one side. Now we add a couple pieces of ham to the frying pan. Now we add a nice creamy melting cheese. I'm gonna use Munster. Pour a little water around the edges and cover it. Okay, some recipes call to toast the bread, some didn't. I'm not going to, but I am going to do what they did and add mayonnaise to both sides. Lots of it. I'm going to put down shredded lettuce, or shreddus, as my man Mason likes to call it. And tomato slices, salt, pepper, and our meat and cheese combo. Okay, let's give this a little... All right, hang on. I went ahead and tasted the sandwich and evaluated it, and then realized after the fact that I needed to put on something else. An over easy egg. Kind of broke the yolk, but what are you going to do? Okay, let's give this Lomito more completo because it now has the egg. A go. A little bit drippy. That is delicious. You get the freshness of the tomato and the lettuce. The softness of the bread. I think toasting it would have been interesting, but I kind of like it soft. You get that egg, the cheese with the ham and the steak. That is really, really good. But I do want to plus it up with one thing. Okay, let's give this Lomito Completo plussed up with chimichurri a go. The floor is a complete mess. Eat this over a plate or the sink. You get the brightness of the red wine vinegar, the herbaceousness of the oregano, salt, pepper, a little kick of heat. I use chili flakes. It calls for a chili itself, but I didn't have one. Goes well with the egg, the ham, the cheese, the steak. It's kind of like, it's almost like you took an Italian sub, took out the cold cuts, put in steak, ham, cheese, and added an egg. And it's just a delicious combo. Okay, so the Lomito Completo, delicious sandwich with that nice soft bread that's not too sweet actually, surprisingly enough. There's a lot of sugar in the dough, but it didn't turn out too sweet. You got that nice rich egg, you've got the Munster melty cheese and the ham and the steak, and then you've got that fresh tomato and lettuce. That's easily like a 9.5. Plussed up with the chimichurri to bring in all the herbaceousness and the brightness, 10. Hands down, I absolutely love this. I would make this again in a hot minute. I'm definitely gonna finish it and grab a mop. All right, see you tomorrow.